How are you?
I'm good.
You're good?
Now, yeah, I was so worried throughout that series.
Oh, it was a banger for sure.
It was region bias showing slightly, but
I'm NA, so I'm same here.
Okay, because G2 won the first one, I was like, oh my god.
Oh, an NA sweep would have been rough, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that it's 4 regions, but I just want to start off with how's Toronto been so far, and how did you celebrate your birthday? Happy birthday, late
Thank
birthday.
you so much. Yeah, actually a really low key one, like the show day. So we just literally me, Yinsu, GB, a couple of us, we just found like a pretty low key like Chinese hot pot kind of skewers spot. But all of the food in Toronto is like made me fall in love with the city already. It's where are you from in the States?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. Actually, my least favorite place in the whole of the country, actually.
Wait, why?
Because of my travel here. I got stuck in Atlanta for 20 hours.
In the traffic? Everyone keeps saying Ontario traffic so bad,
Dude,
and I'm like, you haven't been to Atlanta.
I never, ever want to go to Atlanta ever again. And I mean that in the nicest way
No, it's
possible.
okay. My family's not from there. They're like California, New York,
the
I'm all over.
airport sucks, and I was stuck in there for way too long. But
It's
no,
gone better.
Toronto, the people here are lovely, and we've met so many like locals that have come down to the event, and I definitely want to come back now because we're only here for a short stint. Usually we do the whole event, but this is the first time we've done like a come in halfway.
Yeah.
So I literally landed and was casting. So it's a shame we haven't got much time to explore. I was hoping to go to Niagara Falls tomorrow.
Ooh, yeah, I got 2 dark days.
Yeah,
do you have a tech check day?
We have a rehearsal day after tomorrow, but it's up in the air whether or not we actually do anything tomorrow.
Okay. So for the rest of the interview, it's kind of structured as like one question on your break that's more just theoretical and kind of fun, and then the rest goes to like your return coming back.
Okay.
So for the break question, I said since the start of your scene and your break, you kind of were forced to just enjoy things as a fan, and it's a very different experience when you just get to sit there, you're not like writing notes down or like trying to remember stuff for your next cast. Was there any kind of experience like that during your break where you're like, this was nice to just breathe and enjoy the game?
Yeah, I guess that's like a bigger life question actually.
Yeah.
Because just a bit of history before like getting into Valorant, I was in PUBG before, I was a pro player and then retired and was I was still with Optic at the time and still doing like some YouTube stuff and still like streaming actively, and then kind of just got hit up by PUBG and were like, hey, do you want to cast? So I literally jumped straight into it. Then COVID happened, and then there was a period like at the start of COVID where for like 9 or 10 months I was pretty much 5 days of the week double booked doing Valorant and PUBG. And like some days I was doing like Valorant 2 till 10 and then like 11 till 6 a.m. doing PUBG. So for the first like 3 years of Valorant, it was like non-stop. And until I stopped doing PUBG, I didn't really get a break at all. Like my downtime in Valorant, I was doing PUBG. So last year was a bit weird to be able to just sit back and watch the games and not have like deadlines to be able to review games and like watch things at your own pace, which has maybe actually reflect a lot about like the way I'm super disorganized. If I don't make loads of notes and stuff, like
no, I have my spreadsheets and stuff.
things just don't happen. And last year I was like, I'm not gonna be able to keep track of who's doing well. But when you kind of just watch the games at your own pace, especially live, you actually absorb more of because you watch more of the show. When I'm watching VODs back, I'll go to the start of like map 1, usually like 2x speed, and just like my VOD review is very loose and just looking for key points and stuff. But watching the shows live gave me a new perspective to come back. And it's actually changed the way that I prep now, which is really interesting. Because like I said, I have to force myself to be super organized. Now I kind of just like watch the games a little more casually because I feel like I actually absorb more watching the show live, which is weird because like when you casting, we don't usually we're in makeup or like doing wardrobe or like doing interviews and stuff whilst game 1 is happening. So you always have to go back and watch the previous game if you're casting the next day and stuff. So it's been interesting. It didn't feel like a break, put it that way. I had a lot of health stuff going on. But yeah, it certainly made me reflect a bit. For sure.
I can understand that. I was like a fan, like just getting to watch LA Champs regularly, and then ever since I would like come into events as press and stuff, and it definitely is different.
It feels a bit more overwhelming sometimes. You're just like, I've got so much to get to.
I can't just watch the game.
Yeah.
But I did get to catch like the first half of that last map, so that was good. So then, talking about your return, I feel like it came out of left field for EMEA, right? Like obviously from a social standpoint, everyone was like, oh my God, hypoc's back. And So I was just curious, behind the scenes, what did that process look like returning to EMEA, especially with Pansy as a duo?
Yeah, I mean, so last year was, and I understand why. Obviously, I don't want to say too much, but
oh, yeah, of course.
At the start of the year, usually we have to commit to everything, and that's just the nature of really how most of esports works. Actually, you can't really just kind of float event to event. So at the start of this year, it was kind of hit and miss whether or not I was actually going to get back on kind of the core talent rotation, and ended up obviously having to miss kickoff and then Bangkok. So that was kind of a tough pill to swallow, but kind of navigating some of that other health stuff, which I've tweeted about as well.
Yeah,
it's been, I mean, I'm still kind of without a diagnosis, so I'm kind of just like riding the good days.
Hope you've been doing okay here,
yeah. Again, I'm much better than I was last year because I've actually got like medication and stuff, but it was, it felt really weird to come back just because I guess in my head I'd already kind of talked myself down to, maybe you're not going to get back on global events and stuff this year, and maybe have to, I don't want to say settle for doing the regional stuff or doing the online stuff still, but it was just as much of a shock to me kind of when I tweeted out and when I was back on the show that I guess it was to everybody else, but I'm so glad to be back. Like again, to come here as one of the first global to be back, to be English in-house is really special.
And I had to, that was a great segue. There was a joke, I think, when you guys first got an international cast that Pansy bribed it so you guys could be able to get onto that cast. So I was curious, what was the process like then for you, getting to come to Toronto specifically? Like them, I just can't get too many days, but them like reaching out and stuff.
I mean, it started out because obviously coming back to EMEA was a test really whether or not I was going to be able to kind of handle the schedule, because the regional schedule is actually quite unforgiving. It's like 5 weeks stacked up, and especially for me because I haven't moved to Berlin, so I'm flying back and forth every week, and in terms of like actually how tiring it is, it's I didn't know if I was going to come back and be able to like keep up. So it was only like week 4 or 5 of stage 1 that I actually found out that I had a Toronto offer. So that kind of like
got your spirits up.
Lit the fire under my ass, to say the least. But to know that I was coming back to an English in-house made it a lot easier to kind of get myself back into the right frame of mind, sort of thing. So, and Pansy's been great. I mean, she went through it last year with
a lot of duos.
Yeah, a lot of duos, and I guess for us, because we've been casting together for so long, that was kind of a shock to the system, because we have very specific ways of working, and then you have to adapt to whoever you're thrown on the cast with and whatnot. And I mean, she handles it like a boss. She's the GOAT for a reason.
Yeah,
so.
For sure. And with that, then, just what's been your favorite part about being back at an international that you've gotten a few casts under your belt here in Toronto?
Seeing all my people. Yeah, like obviously it's been good being back in the studio in Berlin, but like. Seeing all the American talent again, and especially as well for me, Vans has been one of my closest friends over the last few years, and this is the first big shot he's had really at
he's been killing
Masters since, I think he tweeted out the first since like Reykjavik, I think actually, which would have been the online Reykjavik. It was so good, especially here as well in Toronto, for it to be Toronto that he comes in to see him again. It's the people I miss the most, because, like I said, we travel a lot. We spend a lot of time in hotels away from family, friends, my dog, the important
stuff. What kind of dog
stuff.
you have? What's her name?
Bernese Mountain Dog. Her name's Bella. I'll show you a picture. She's my phone background.
That's my sister's dream dog.
She's still a puppy, if you can believe it, but she's absolutely huge now.
You'll have to send me a picture after so I can have it.
So definitely reconnecting with kind of like all the people that I've basically spent the last 4 years traveling the world with.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And then I guess a good last question then is to kind of look towards the future. Since you have cast international events before, now that you are back casting international events before, and it's almost your 5-year duoversary with Pansy actually, so congratulations on that. I was just curious, what goals do you still have, and how do you stay, I don't want to say motivated, like you mentioned, like, I'm going back to Toronto, I needed to do really well, so that was motivation in EMEA, but how do you look beyond or the future at this point? I know it's a job, but
I guess that kind of leads back into the previous question, because I spent so much time then watching the shows as a viewer. It's kind of motivated me to maybe reassess, the way I cast, and kind of like, me and Lauren have a style, but kind of really developing that further. I mean, because she said the same thing as well. It's like she wants to get back into, you know, actually grinding, improving stuff. For me, it's always to cast an international finals. That just as any caster, I think that's always just the benchmark of like the end game, so to say. So yeah, for me, it's definitely to get back to casting grand finals. I don't know if we'll get this one. It would be nice to.
Have you been told yet or not?
No, we rarely find out until kind of like a couple of days before. But certainly, if not this one, it would be special to do Paris for sure. Yeah.
Well, that's all I had for this interview. I would love to talk with you after. Maybe I have another interview lined up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's a few other questions as a caster and color commentator like you that it'd be
definitely be happy to.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for taking the time. I'm a
You're sharing, that's perfectly fine.